The Subaru BRZ is back on the channel. Welcome back, everybody. The Subaru BRZ is fixed. Finally, if you didn't see the last video, I kind of explained what happened. It went away to get fixed for some hail damage, and I'll kind of talk about that more in a second. But before that, if you guys are new here, my name is Grayson McTaggart. I like working on cars, especially my Subaru BRZ, so if that sounds cool to you, be sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any of the content that I put out in the near future. Anyways, with that said, again, like I said, the BRZ went away in the last video because it got hail damage, and now it is fixed. It is dirty, but it is fixed. For everybody that was curious, it went to hail.com, and those guys did an amazing job. Not only that, I didn't actually have to pay any money. My insurance covered everything, and then hail.com covered the deductible. So highly recommend them. They didn't pay to sponsor this video or anything. I wish they did, but it's just my pure recommendation if you ever are in the unfortunate situation of getting hail damage on your car. Anyways, with that said, here is the BRZ. Today I want to try something a little different. I got a new camera. Today is the day after Christmas, and I got a new camera, and so it is a POV camera, and so I want to show you guys what it's like to actually drive the BRZ on normal streets. Not only that, I want to kind of talk about it and answer some questions that I get about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that footage now, and I want you guys to let me know what you think. If it's something that you guys want to see in the future, let me know and I'll do way more of that. Okay, so I have the POV cam hooked up. I don't actually see what you guys are seeing, obviously, because it's on my head, but I'm gonna give you guys the whole tour of what it's like to actually drive the BRZ. So again, I don't exactly know if the shot is framed right. I'm gonna go off my intuition here, but here we go. So anyway, this is gonna be kind of what it's like if you're sitting behind the driver's seat. So this camera is right above my eye line. It's basically exactly what you would see if you were driving this car. Eventually I'll do more with this camera, probably a review, a couple reviews with it, and really give you guys like what it's like driving certain cars, because some of the camera shots that you guys get, it's not an exact POV. It's either above or below what you would see if you were actually driving this car. But if you like this kind of stuff, if you like this content, if you like being able to see what I see when I drive, then please let me know, because this camera, it was kind of an investment into the channel to show you guys a real point of view of what it's like driving certain cars. One thing that I really love about the BRZ that it's really hard to explain to people is the driver feel, like the driver view in here. The interior is something that I think a lot of people don't give enough credit to when talking about cars. A lot of people just focus on power or the look of the exterior, which yes, they are important factors, but when you get to the interior, it's what the driver sees the most and experiences with the most. And that's something that I love about the BRZ, is even though it's a very affordable car, it's very, you know, in a good price range pretty much, it's not cheap. It doesn't feel cheap. I will say this is the only gripe that I have, is this head unit right here, but all this other material, this leather here, the leather wrap steering wheel, everything feels really high quality, especially the seats. I love the seats with the BRZ stitching, the micro suede interior with the leather on the sides. It just feels like a really high quality car. I've said this before, and some people agree with me and some people don't. It really feels like a baby Porsche or baby McLaren. I've sat in those, and the interior obviously feels higher quality, more expensive, but it's a very similar layout. It's a very minimal steering wheel. There are buttons on it, but there aren't like a whole plethora of buttons right here. Analog stick. You don't have all these buttons behind the steering wheel, which I really like. I like being able to feel a solid wheel. Not only that, I don't like really fat wheels, which some people will disagree with me on that, but the BRZ has a thin wheel that you can grab, and it feels really comfortable to grab. You have handholds up here, handholds right here, and it just feels very driver focused. Not only that, the tack is just so prominent, which is something that I really like. Some of these other cars, you know, the tack is barely noticeable anymore because the car does a lot of the work, and the BRZ, it's not like that. It's a very analog driving feel, and if you know anything about me, if you know anything about the channel, you know that I kind of like that. And by kind of, I mean really like that. All of my cars are older cars, except for the BRZ, and they all have that very analog feel. There's not a bunch of driver's aids kicking in and stepping in all over your driver ability. It takes some work to drive these cars, and that's what I like about them. While a lot of people are lazier, they're switching to automatics, they're switching to things self-driving. It's not like this with this car. You have to put in some work. You have to care about the car. Anyway, I don't think enough people give credit to the BRZ. Yes, everybody says it's slow, but it's a different feeling that you get when you drive it, and it's mainly the interior. Someone asked me the other day on the channel, I'll probably put the comment up on screen, but they said, should I get a 370Z or a BRZ? And that is a very difficult question to answer. Obviously, I have a older Z and I have a BRZ, so I'm not really, I try not to be biased whenever I answer this, but I love the BRZ a lot, and I said BRZ, and the reason why isn't because the BRZ has more power. It obviously doesn't. A 4-cylinder compared to a V6, that's a really hard comparison there, because really they're different cars. They're different price ranges. One's a 2-seater. Obviously the BRZ has a back seat, even if it's not much of one. Whereas the 370, you know, it's, what I don't like about the 370 compared to the BRZ is the interior. I've sat in a lot of Zs before, even the older Zs. I just don't like the materials that they use for their interiors, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that, but something about the quality of the interiors doesn't feel right to me. It feels like it's made in China. I know it's made in Japan, but it feels like it's just, it doesn't feel like it's clean. For some reason. It feels like it's dusty all the time. It's hard to explain that feeling until you sit in one, and then you really kind of notice what I'm talking about. Maybe it's just all the Zs that I've sat in, but I've sat in a lot of them, and it's a similar theme throughout. Just no matter how much you clean it, it always has this gray tone to it. It doesn't feel like it's a true black interior, but the BRZ it does. And I think that black, just the full black color, gives it more of a richness and a higher quality feel. Nissan doesn't like to make too many improvements over their cars. Even when they upgrade the model, it still feels very reminiscent of their old models. Now, I haven't seen the new Z, the new 400Z or whatever you want to call it. That could be a totally different story, but I'm talking about 370s, 350s, all the way back to the 240s. Their interiors haven't impressed me. Now, their powertrain is definitely better than the BRZ. You can get more power out of it, and their drivetrain probably is better as well. You can probably get a higher top speed. But to me, where you're spending all your time is the interior of the car. Behind the wheel. You know, shifting, banging through gears. This is where you're gonna be sitting while you own this car. You can add more power. You can change, you know, power to weight ratios. You can change a lot of that. I think you can change interior, but I think it's a lot less popular to change interiors because you can't change the basic layout of the interior. Really, it comes down to what you like to see inside the car, whether that bothers you or not. That's kind of how it is. For me, personally, I would choose the BRZ over the 370 with interiors, and I did. You know, I do own this car, so obviously I didn't go with 370. I would love to do a Z on the channel other than the 280 one day. Maybe the new 400Z would be a really fun addition, or maybe a 350Z. But I'm not sure yet. I really have to finish what cars I have before I continue on and keep going. Well, this is probably a good place to transition back. I really just wanted to test out this camera, see if you guys like this style, if I should do more POV shots, more just driving all of my cars. I will regardless, just to really give it a good try. And if you guys don't like it, no harm, no foul. I won't make more videos like this, but if you do, then please let me know, because I want to make videos that people want to watch, and if this isn't something that people want to watch, either me talking about cars, me driving cars, I want to make what you guys want to watch, so please let me know. Anyways, I think we're gonna switch back and go ahead and end the video. Anyways, that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, if you enjoyed that POV camera, please let me know in the comments down below, because I do want to make as much use out of that camera as possible. So if you guys want to see more driving videos, either with the BRZ, the Datsun, Miata, whatever, let me know and I'll make it happen. Anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing new year. This is probably going to be the last time I see you, so Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon. Bye.